Alright, hello everyone, my name is Mr. Majestic, and I'm just going to take this video and just give my unscripted thoughts about what we've seen so far for the Saints Row Reboot. Now, I know a lot of people were extremely upset with the CGI trailer, how the characters look, and just the lack of information that Volition has been giving us. But, I want to say that I'm cautiously optimistic. I can see why people are, you know, worried that the game might be trash because they, of course, the designs of the characters, mainly someone like Eli, for example, because he just looks like a straight up Steve Urkel wannabe who doesn't look like he belongs in a gang at all. Hell, the only person that really looks like they could even pass in a gang is Kevin, the guy without a shirt, and Nina, the Hispanic getaway driver. And that's the thing, though. They actually are in gangs. The Saints Row Twitter account has provided links to their website that not only gives information on Nina and Kevin, but all of the saints, I suppose you can call them, the lieutenants. Now, you can go to this website and it'll give a little bit of info on each of the members, like the kind of shit that they get into, their criminal record. Like, for example, Eli is involved in blue collar crime, like scams, maybe a little bit of embellishment. Nina, she has ties to the Los Panteros. Kevin with the idols, and they pretty much defect to the Saints, and they, build the Saints from there on up. But again, with these characters, the most potential I see is in the boss and Nina, because we don't know anything about the boss, which makes me hopeful that they won't be trash. And for Nina, because she actually seems like the badass wheelman, because she's all like, yeah, for family and shit, and she can drive real well. I don't really particularly like Kevin. Just, put on a damn shirt. And for a while, I thought they were going to try to, replace Johnny Gat with Kevin. And I don't know if that's the case. Hell, maybe it's going to be Nina because she seems tough. Eli seems to be a bit of a Dex wannabe, like a tie-in between Steve Urkel and Dex. And yeah, that's really all what I have to say about the characters, because again, there's not a lot of info on them, despite Volition and Saints Row updating their website with their arrest records. Oh, shit, I forgot to mention something. When it comes to the boss, of course, they have sociopathic tendencies, because that's what every good Saints Row protagonist needs. But there's a hint at military training. So we know that the playa, the first protagonist we play as from Saints Row 1 to Saints Row 4, grew up in Stillwater. He frequented a massage parlor, and not too much stuff has been given about his personal life, and that's what I think that's what the point is. Like, you're supposed to insert yourself into playa's role. Your backstory is their backstory. But with this boss, the arrest records, the Santo Eliso police, are theorizing that they have military training. And so, no matter what backstory you may choose or think up for your boss, military training might be mandatory, like in Fallout 4, for example. That shouldn't be too bad. I'm optimistic, like I say. But then again, we can be very disappointed. We'll just have to wait and see. But for what I've seen, like the screenshots of the deserts, the districts of Santo Eliso, and what little gameplay we have seen, I'm honestly blown away by how everything looks. This is easily Volition's best work yet, and I cannot wait to explore Santo Eliso and the desert. And based from what Flippy said on his reaction to the Saints Row gameplay screenshots and whatever, is that the desert isn't just going to be in a vast empty desert where there's absolutely jack shit. No, it's going to be chock full of secrets, Easter eggs, and other things to find, so exploration is definitely going to be a real cool thing to have. And also, RPG gameplay. In one of his videos, he confirms that that there's actually wildlife. So maybe you can go hunting, maybe run down some endangered species, what have you. I think that's very in line for Saints Row. And the vehicles, they look fantastic. And oh shit, speaking of vehicles, big trucks with toxic waste. Yeah, the most promising features of this game seems to be the property development. With this game, you're taking over the city and you can fucking build it in your image. That is the vibe that I'm getting. Renovate districts, put toxic waste dumps near to neighborhoods where the 1% lives. At least that's the deal that I'm kind of getting with. But that makes me think that, not only is there going to be crib customization, character customization, but maybe customizing certain districts in the city as well. I might be reaching a bit, but hell, that would be pretty goddamn cool, in my opinion. And speaking of customization, in the updated website that the Saints Row Twitter account put out, layered clothing is making a comeback. And it seems that there's going to be more layers than ever. Based on what we've seen that the boss has been wearing, she has been wearing a t-shirt, a sweater, and a coat. So that's 3 layers at least for the torso. We don't know too much about what's going on with the legs. Like maybe it's in Saints Row where you can choose what socks you wear, your underwear, your pants, and the shoes. I honestly cannot wait. You can't have a Saints Row game without good customization, and they haven't disappointed us thus far. Really, I think the most disappointing customization has been in Saints Row 3 and Saints Row 4 because there's no layered clothing, but even the customization in those games were phenomenal. So this is just going to be the best that Volition's ever put out. But the gangs also. The gangs look awesome. I'm just going to say that now. Even the idols. I think the idols... Okay, the way that I think this is going to go is that they're trying to find a middle ground in between Saints Row 2 and Saints Row the 3rd. And I think the gangs are supposed to represent that. The Los Panteros seem to maybe be the new Brotherhood, maybe? Because they like big trucks. There's big beefy dudes and beefy women as well. And again, the big trucks. So I think they're going to be the representations of the Brotherhood and be the ones that represent Saints Row 2. The idols are a little bit more out there. Like they wear bright clothing. They're anarchists. Their clothing light up with those dumbass masks and the helmets that they wear. And I think they're gonna be Sorry, I'm twisting over my words. I think they're going to be the representatives of Saints Row 3 gangs, mainly the Deckers. Because, they're anarchists, the light up clothing, and all the guns and shit. And I think they're gonna be Saints Row 3's gangs. Now, the Marshall Corporation, I'm not exactly sure will they'll tie in. Probably a mixture of Saints Row 2 and Saints Row 3 as well. Because while in Saints Row 3, you did have 3 gangs, but they were all part of one organization, the Syndicate. And so I think that the Marshall Corporation is supposed to be a mix between maybe Altor and the Syndicate. That's just my personal input. Either way, I think it's going to be awesome taking all of them down. Because, and with that building, there's a big building, the Marshall building, is shaped like a cowboy boot, and if it gets to the point where we raid that building and just tear it all down, oh, that would be absolutely spectacular. So spectacular. Now, the weapon customization, they say, is going to be making a comeback. I really hope that it's on the level of Saints Row 4, because that's the best the weapons customization has ever been, because you can choose your own skins and looks and everything for your weapon. But unfortunately, when you go to upgrade a weapon, you can't degrade it. Like, say, if one of the submachine guns in Saints Row the Third and Saints Row 4, they have incendiary ammo, which can get kind of out of hand. You can set your own teammates on fire. If you upgrade that, well, tough shit. You can't put regular bullets back in them anymore. So I hope they're going to add a feature that lets you take parts off of a weapon as well, because, sometimes you just want to light a bitch on fire with some incendiary bullets. Sometimes you just want to do it the old-fashioned way. So that's also what I'm hoping for. And I'm also hoping for old weapons to be making a comeback too, mainly the penetrator. Like, the penetrator it's an outlandish weapon, but it does suit Saints Row, because, well, it's pretty much a Saints Row icon at this point. And somebody on Twitter actually asked if the penetrator is going to be making a comeback, but the Saints Row account just simply they just simply responded with a gif of, I think it's Jordan Peele, just sweating profusely. So I don't know what that means. It might mean that it's going to be coming back. It also might not be coming back. But then again, when Jim Boone was straight up asked if the penetrator was coming back in Saints Row 4, he straight up lied and said that it wouldn't. And what do we get? It's in the cave in the Deckers district of Saints Row 4. So, I'm hopeful that the more wackier weapons were going to be coming back, because, it's Saints Row. You have to have some wackiness, like, try to find a middle ground, because they've had it since Saints Row 1. Like, anybody saying that, oh, Saints Row's always been gritty and always been serious. It has been in a sense, but that's only like for story-wise and everything. It's always insanely gritty. But the gameplay is when it gets really wacky. Like with the pimp cane, the pimp slap, and a bunch of other glitches like the secret stash. That's when it gets really gritty. And, when it gets silly and gritty. And that was only amped up in Saints Row 2 with the customization. Like, you can have a dude wearing a dress with the Skeeter mask on that you get from Stillwater University, tasing people in the dick and slicing them up with a chainsaw. That's pretty wacky. And I hope that's the middle ground that they get. The gameplay is only as wacky as you make it, but the story is serious and should be taken seriously. That's what I hope for. But I think that's where a lot of people get concerned as well, because when it comes to the characters, how would they fit into the story? Because these guys are supposed to be paying off college debt, turning to a life of crime to pay off college debt, running drugs, killing people because that's a normal thing to do. Just kidding, no it's not. But I've theorized before, like on many different videos and in comment sections, saying that the Saints were initially founded for one goal, for a single purpose, and that is to get the rest of the gangs out of Stillwater. And it all kind of just got out of hand in the end, and I think that's how it's going to be with the new Saints here. They're going to form the Saints to put food on the table, pay their bills, and become part of a community. I don't know where that's going to come in. They're probably just going to ditch it altogether. I hope they do, because how the hell do you join a gang to be part of a community? Like, you're killing each other. It doesn't make any sense to me. But putting food on the table and paying bills, I can understand. But what I'm hoping for is that, paying off the student debt. I think Nina was studying psychology at some point, and Kevin, or no, it's Eli. Eli, without a doubt, went to college. and he studied economics, most likely, and he's still paying off debt for that. So, that could be his primary motivation. But what I'm hoping for, I'm getting sidetracked because this is unscripted, of course. But what I'm hoping for is that with the original Saints, who had the goal of driving the gangs out of Stillwater, they get disillusioned. They get a taste for the blood, the money, the power, the influence, everything. And soon, these college kids from wherever the hell they're from, they just turn into these ruthless killers, these gangsters, just like how the old Saints did. I have. I shouldn't say I have a lot of faith in that happening, but, I can at least see that that's the direction that they'll go down. Because that's the saying, right? Money corrupts all or whatever, so they get that money, they get that power. They're not college kids anymore. They're murderers. They're gangsters. They're drug runners. And, that's just what I'm hoping for. All the trouble that'll follow. Oh, I just hope it'll be great. That's all I'm saying. Well, that's all that I can really think of at the moment. Shit, I didn't realize I was ranting this long. I'm on my PS4 now, and I am almost 17 minutes into this rant. So, I'm going to end it here before it gets too long. Thank you for listening. Let me know what you guys think about the Saints Row Reboot in the comments section below. I would love to hear your thoughts, why you think it'll be trash, why you think it'll be good. See if there's a middle ground in there somewhere, what have you. I'd love to hear it. Anyways, my name's Mr. Majestic, and I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, I bid thee farewell. Goodbye, everyone.